Hear me out. This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna make a game this week, and I'm on letsmakeagame.net, which has a game genre generator. I can press the generate button here, and it will generate blank x blank, and those are both going to be two different game genres.
Okay, I see sports sim times pinball now. And obviously we're not going to do that for 90 minutes. So let's hit generate and get a fresh one.
Third person shooter X co-op X shoot 'em up.
Okay. This is pretty standard. I think there's kind of the shoot 'em up and third person shooter go together. The co-op thing here is really important, right? That's I think what this is going to be based on. This is definitely like this is a game with two guns in it, not a game with one gun in it. Right? Otherwise they wouldn't have put co-op in there. I don't think there's an option to play this game single player. Let's start there.
Yeah, I mean, it seems so. This is giving me like Gears of War vibes. Maybe even like TMN, like the new age TMNT game that came out, Shredder's Revenge.
Okay, yeah, for the at-home listener, could you give me a little bit of a synopsis of like the gameplay, how it relates to Gears of War?
I don't know. It's just co-op. It's a shoot 'em up, but instead of shooting, they are using their fists because they are turtles. So it's a beat 'em up. So it's essentially the same genre, but just not using projectiles. And I guess it's not third person because it's overview. But
okay.
It's just that is a new age game that has existed using most of those concepts. So just take that, and instead of it being pixel 2D, why not 3D?
Because I haven't really played it, but is that you're saying that's like a pretty cooperative one?
Oh yeah, it's designed. I think you can play it alone, but it's designed to be played. But it makes fun
of you the whole time
with 4 people. Like you're meant to be playing it on the couch with your friends.
Mm-hmm.
If not, like then online, it still has online play with whoever. I think with friends and strangers too. Just if you're like, I have no friends, please, I just want to play with other people. They even have that option.
We should just make a game called Talking to Strangers, and it's like a safe way to talk to strangers. Like
what? So we're just gonna make Omegle the game?
Yeah, but it's on
safer.
Your Xbox.
It's safer because it's not like there's no video chat.
There's no video. No, you have like an avatar, but you're like just in a little room at a table with the person. Like you're just having a little chat.
What do we want our game's like end goal to be here? Are we having
if we're
doing a communication-based game, because I'm thinking of something like Club Penguin. I love that game. Okay. That's fantastic, and that is cooperative. That's multiple people. There's mini games. I want you to
know that the listeners at home and I are on the edge of our seats to see how this hits back into third-person shooter.
But I'm just saying, knowing how we're going to operate and run our game is important, and what the end goal is. Because if it's a communication-based game, then to have third-person shooter co-op shoot 'em up, you need to know that beforehand, like what the end goal. Either they're coming together to play this game casually and have fun.
That's
and it's
what
not like how much of the stakes are essentially. That's what we're looking at here. Is this like I can log in for 5-10 minutes and log out, or is this like I gotta play a match, and the match is going to be at least like 25 minutes.
All right, you're making a really good point, because when it said co-op, I kind of assumed it was casual, because I assumed that it was, co-op is probably like PvE, right? Because you're probably just doing a cooperative like campaign. But you just gave me the idea. Just because it's co-op doesn't mean it can't also be competitive. Like it's just a bunch. It's a big like. It's just a bunch of like teams of 2 essentially, and when you're talking about communication, you're also making me think of like that being part of the challenge. Like you need to strategize with the person. But if we wanted to make this like, I don't. What's the one? I think isn't there a game? Isn't there a game? I think it's Rust or something where like there's voice proximity. Like some games do voice proximity. Yeah. You can't just like always be in voice chat with like. Like you need to be able to communicate.
New Age Call of Duty with Warzone.
Oh, really? Like, okay, yeah, there we go.
Warzone has proximity chat now.
Yeah, so it could be something like that. I like the idea of there being you needing to at least have like line of sight to like signal to them or something like that. But like communication, because why is it cooperative? It's like making it different than just being a shooter. I like the idea that it's about the teamwork, and there's challenges of like when you can't see the other person that you're playing with, like that's a huge, that should be a big problem for you.
You know, like, it's interesting too to even take that idea further. Let's say if this is a game with the duos, only one of those two people is allowed to have the actual like quest objectives laid out in front of them. Like, let's say that's an object that is a piece of paper that one of the two hold. So you need to either let them both hold the papers that they can look at it, or verbally speak it and be like, all right, this is what you need to do, and say it. So then when they leave, the person who doesn't have the paper has to remember what they're doing.
Can I
can't
one up you real quick?
hit me.
The one person has the quest objectives, like a list.
Uh-huh.
The other person has the map.
Ooh.
Oh man, that's
there you go.
Because
there
then
you go.
you can't just like you might now go to okay. Because so I'm picturing like a randomly generated battle royale at this point. Okay. I don't know what you're thinking.
Yeah, no, I'm.
But the reason I'm thinking
that
because like you have the thing, it's like blow up the temple or whatever. But even if you've played this game, like you don't know where that is. Like your quest. Oh man, and now this game has so many hats already because it's only duos battle royale, and this quest thing is important to me because I don't think everyone would have the same quests necessarily, right? Like,
I mean, those would be randomly
those would probably be random, and it's just like the first. Like, the last one is always going to be, like, epic. Like, you would know when another team's about to, like... It's always, like, defeat the...
Yeah.
Like, defeats whatever's the equivalent of, like, Sauron or something like that. But then...
Well, that's another question. Is this...
Yeah, what is I don't know where...
How many
I'm making a lot of leaps here, aren't I?
How many teams of two are dropping in, and is that PvP amongst themselves? Because if we're already doing...
No, they're a team of two. Like, they win
together. It's just a team of two going into this map alone? Or okay, all right.
Somehow it's a bunch of teams of two. Maybe
that's my question. Because if there's, let's say, 10 teams of two, that's 20 people who are logging into this match, and they can all be doing 10 teams doing their own different quests. But if they cross paths, they should be able to interact with someone else playing online and be like, hey, I should probably take this guy's stuff. He might have things.
He might have things, but you don't necessarily know because you don't know what everyone's quests are. You don't know what they're up to. You don't know if they're...
So maybe
you mostly don't share your objectives, right? I feel like that was in a movie. They're like, you don't tell your quests to other people in case that you're traveling with in case they intersect or whatever. Like, you don't want to have conflicting objectives and have to fight each other.
Yeah.
But, like, if you do end up fighting somebody, even just, like, because you're trying to steal their supplies or whatever, so you attack them in the woods or whatever, or you're ambushing another team because they're in your way. Like, you have to get someone that their objective is to guard or something. I don't know. Like, I'm making it really simple, but you have to take someone out. Like, I like the idea you could kill one and take the map or the quest list, whichever one they have, and like, I guess they'd have to respawn with their teammate probably, so that they're not just like sitting there spectating for an hour or whatever. But I like the idea that you would have to go in now. Like, you don't have your quest list or you don't have your map, and you can get it back, but like, the other team knows because since they let one of you escape that you have to come. Like, there's this vengeance thing. You're coming back for that map that they stole from you, or they stole your quest list, and they're gonna sabotage you so you can't win.
All right, I like this idea.
I can't believe how quickly we got here.
Before we go further, I just have to say,
let's nail down some stuff.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Content Factory.
Oh yeah, we made it. We're back on the show.
I know. I'm Zave. Who are you?
I'm Carson, also known as XX Gamer 420XX.
Wow.
You got one?
Yeah. I'm Zave, also known as GI Dave IG. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's just all right.
Well, the I's are lowercase and the G's are capital.
So
it's one of those. Yeah.
I didn't know if one of them was like a GI Joe pun, and the last one seemed like it's just you said IG, so I was expecting like your Instagram handle.
No.
That's just the end of the.
Yeah, it's one of those like old school gamer tag things where it's like the real name is Dave in the middle.
Yeah,
because I couldn't get
Zave.
So I put in Dave.
Yeah,
but. Then it's also like you put in the stuff in the beginning and then have it like reflect at the end so it looks intentional and cool.
I like
so mine was GI and then on the other side it's IG, so it kind of looks like handles.
I love that the name being taken is part of like you coming up with this completely fictional username.
Yeah.
How long have we been doing this show?
It's been 311 measures, I'll tell you that much.
That's good. So 10 minutes in, we're introducing the show. I'm all right with that.
Yeah. I mean, we have what we're making now, so that's cool.
Welcome to Content Factory, the show where it gets made.
It's getting made right now.
And our listeners just have to
listen.
listening.
Do you think someone will make this game like after this episode comes out?
Not if we copyright it.
Well, we don't even know what the rest of the game is yet.
Right, but it's already so good.
It is really good. It is really good. Honestly, I think we should have some of our people start working on it on the background, low key.
Hey, off the mic. Can we go off the mic real quick?
Yeah, what's happening?
All right, now that we're off the mic,
Uh-huh.
so they can hear us.
Yeah.
I just wanted to you keep saying all these things like we should make this and stuff when we're doing this podcast. You say that kind of stuff a lot.
Yeah.
Or like we should have our people do this. Is like something you just said. Like
Uh-huh,
we should
uh-huh.
have our people look at some of our people look at this, like make this video game.
Yeah.
And I want because I'm pretty sure we've never or no one we really know personally has ever done anything like this.
No.
But are you sure are you sure we have the resources to do?
Yeah, we got people.
While we're still off the mic, I want you to can we do this?
Yeah. Why not? Hopping on.
Just a technical thing we had to work out off the mic. That won't be in the show.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we're making a game this time.
This week we're making a game.
You said it was like a duo battle royale. Everyone's trying to do quests. But one person on the team starts with the map and one person starts with the quest list. And everyone's got randomly generated quests.
Yeah.
All right, and that's pretty much all we've got so far.
I feel like something that the most important things here should be the map and the quest list, right?
Yeah, that's kind of the bread and butter of this game.
So I feel like with just that concept alone, we need to I don't know, build that up.
No, fair enough. Yeah, no, I was thinking that too.
I like it, but it should be one of those things where is this something that has achievements related to it? Is this are these kills related? Are we using projectiles? Is this all fist combat?
Right. That's why I was the answers to a lot of these questions. I was thinking that kind of stuff. I was thinking we need to. The next thing to develop is what's on the map. What type of quests can you get? But I think
we're sticking with this.
Yeah, we're doing this.
This third person co-op shoot 'em up.
Yeah, if you fast forwarded through the first 10 minutes or so, that's what we're doing.
Yeah.
Anyway, third person co-op shoot 'em up. Oh yeah, it has to be a shoot 'em up.
So
I almost forgot that
using projectiles. Then
we definitely have to be. That's what I was gonna say. My thesis that I was getting to was a lot of these questions will be answered by the sort of the setting. Like if it's gonna be like a fantasy thing, which I guess maybe not, because it's gonna be a shoot 'em up, or like a future thing, or whatever it is. Like that, then we can kind of go from there with what the actual stuff is. I feel like. I don't know, most of the. I feel like we got the basic mechanic for at least how you start in the game, what you're trying to do.
I want there to be temples, more temples and
because it has a Breath of the Wild feel, and I kind of want to emulate some of the just mysteriously ancient stuff.
Concept.
Okay.
Randomly generated maps, but so that it's not just one map, we have to start off the template that's being randomly generated. We have 4 or 5 different biomes. So when you do hop in on a random map, you're either hopping in on the desert map or the jungle map or the Arctic map. It'll still be randomly generated.
Would the overall would the Arctic map always be next to the jungle map? Is always next to the desert map, or is the whole thing random?
No, I mean the entire entire borders, the entire borders of the landscape, so that when you generate the random world, it'd be instead of it being sandy temples this time, now we have snowy mountains. It's still. And
you would kind of if you know this
same,
game, you would know the general rules of the biomes. So it's you kind of know what you're doing, even though it's a new map you've never been to before.
Yeah. If anything, there might
Minecraft
be one new addition because of the biome. Maybe in the snowy lands you can do something with snow or ice. Or maybe in the desert you can do something with sand and cactus.
Well, that's what I mean. Yeah, you would know that even if you've never been to this specific desert, you would
it just feels
know
intuitive.
How the game works.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I like the randomly generated thing. I like the biomes. So we got to come up with some biomes, but that's a good concept.
I'm trying to imagine from opening application, throw away UI in general. Don't even think about it. Just in terms of core gameplay, how do we click join game, and how do we get from the game has started, I guess I've just dropped into this random biome, to I just won. That has been now I've lasted the long. Like, what is the objective? I've lasted the longest. I've completed all of my objectives.
I think it's completed all your quests.
Completed all the quests.
But like that's why I was saying it's important to me that last quest is always like
large.
It can't, yeah, because like it shouldn't be like you're playing and it's just like game over. Like someone did his last quest, which was like, you know, help the blacksmith or whatever. Like the last one, like you should have a bunch of normal quests that you're kind of just doing, like trying to fill those out. And only once you get all of your little quests done, you can do the big one. And I don't know, like somehow everyone maybe it would be like like a notification, just like, you know, beware, some adventurers are climbing up the mountain or whatever. Like there's like the tower or whatever. That's like the boss fight. Maybe everyone has the same boss fight, but you have to do all your quests first, so it's easy to like know if you're about to lose. Yeah. So you can get an idea of like you have time or you don't have
Here's
time.
what I'm imagining. Gameplay wise, similar to Call of Duty gun game, where you're shooting one person and you're getting an upgrade in your gun, and you're just going up that until you get to the last gun, and you can kind of tell when the game is about to end because it tells you you can see someone else is running around with like
it's
ballistic
like
knives. It's not the regular thing, something like that. Imagine you have to get the final weapon, or you have to do the quests that allows you to unlock or craft something.
The key, the key, the gate,
so that you can open up the final boss. That's what I'm thinking. That would be it, because then it's like everyone's trying to get the final boss, but yeah, like let's just say it's locked behind a gate, and the only way to get it is to unlock the key that is right, like the thing that's right there, but the key needs to be made from all these quests together, right? Like that seems like something.
Okay, so there's two ways to do this.
Yeah.
To do the thing that you said. One is, and I kind of like this, once somebody opens that gate, it's open. And like everyone's allowed to come in and try to defeat the Witch Knight or whatever.
Yeah.
But, you know, so it's kind of like you could just wait around for someone else to open the gate. The catch is you'll be whatever level you and your partner are at from completing. If you've only completed 4 quests, like obviously you're behind the other team that's done all 10 now or whatever it is. But the other way,
it's got to be weapons gated.
Like something like that. Like, and then you like they'd have better stuff at that point than you.
So literally have stronger hitting weapons.
Sure, you could
better
come
defense.
in, but you're not gonna. You're still at a disadvantage because you didn't do all the quests. You didn't do all the same work.
Yeah, you're gonna be hitting.
There's a reason to want to be the first one. Still,
stronger.
That's important.
A lot easier to be destroyed.
Yeah, you're still not likely to win that way.
Yeah.
The second option is instead of an actual gate with just a key that they open and everyone's allowed in, it's like a magic thing, like a portal. Like you can kind of, not a portal, like a magic barrier. Like you can kind of see in, and you see like what it is. It's not even just like the boss fight. Like you see like the final like dungeon or whatever. Like maybe the boss at the end. Like you can kind of see into like the beginning room or whatever because you can just see through like the barrier. But you can't actually walk into it until you get like you and your partner have to get like your magic crystals from doing all your quests or whatever to like walk through the barrier. But if you ever look, like you might see like however, like say if there's like 10 teams of 2, there's like a statue outside that has like 10 gems on it, and they, you know, if one team goes in, one of those gem lights up, so like you can see how many people are inside, and if like no one's in there, you know, you got time. But it's like you're like, man, there's like 2 teams in there already trying to do the last dungeon, we gotta hurry. Like,
you know what I do like though, I like the concept of even bracketing it too, where like let's say the team who's won and like finished the big boss quest now, and they did first, everyone else who's in that lobby, are they just getting booted out? Or, because I'm thinking you could respawn said boss and have it be like
a Fall Guys scenario where there's less people now.
Well, yeah, there's less people, but still cap it at like top 3. So then at the end of the game, when you're going back to the lobby, whatever it is, to like see and rank how well you've been playing in the games, it's like you can either get gold, silver, or bronze medals, and that shows you whether your team finished the last objective quest first, second, or last.
Oh, okay.
And then that,
so
like,
you and your teammate are still always going to be allowed to finish the game and like defeat the boss.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Like but then you just get your ranking out of 10, out of 20, whatever it is.
Yeah,
like,
you just
see where you place.
If you're the 10 out of 10th team to go in and finish the boss, then it's like you get the least amount of experience for it.
I think if you're the 10th team, you go through the loading screen of the barrier to like enter the final dungeon, and instead of the dungeon loading, it's the game over screen from Game of Chronos that just loads, and it's like you were last.
That's funny.
No, but in all seriousness, I really like this idea that everyone gets to go in and fight them, because it's really gamified too. There's no explanation for why the boss. I don't like that there's an explanation for like boss should have to respawn like in fiction. I like that it's specifically a game thing. Like it's just it feels like just, an MMO. Everyone gets to go in and fight it, like, and you just see.
I feel like it would suck if you get that far in.
This
and you're
is
like,
great. This is a competitive cooperative game to the fullest extent, where you're literally it's like because we said there is PvP, but you're really just trying to beat like a solo campaign fastest. Yeah, you're trying to beat it fastest
like
with your team.
A co-op speed run.
Fighting other teams can be seen as a waste of time.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. If they don't really have something you need,
unless they verifiably have something that you need. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
or they're the closest to winning, so you want to take their quest log or take their
lead, dude.
Take their
literally just back them up. Yeah,
take their weapons. Yeah, you're right. You take their equipment.
If you know they're in the lead and they're doing the best,
okay,
it's like,
we gotta make sure
up.
This is a shoot 'em up, because I keep picturing a fantasy thing, and we can't just do that. It needs to be.
This needs to be.
I like the idea of it just being like an alien world. You know what I mean? Because the boss could still be like a pretty fantastical, like basically a troll, but it's like it's an alien, and we're just shooting him instead of stabbing him.
Are you just making Destiny?
No, you know what? You're right. Yeah. No, I didn't want it to literally. I just meant I didn't want it to be a troll. I'm just saying I like the idea that it's like you could just do big beast monsters and still be like a space fantasy, like in a Star Wars kind of way. Let's put it in a Star Wars lens then, instead of, because you're right. Yeah. Let's be careful. Oh, you know what? If it's the future. No. Sorry, let's keep the map smaller. I was gonna say you should totally get like a ship with your teammate that you get to, because like then there's no fast travel.
How many
right?
game
but you
devs have tried to do
that?
Yeah,
we can't.
Or
it's gonna collapse.
That's the No Man's Sky effect, right?
That's
we're gonna drop a game and be like,
it's too big. It's too big.
There's co-op for sure.
I like what you were kind of describing before. There's like kind of a handful of biomes. At most, starting to bring Destiny back into, but in Destiny you get like kind of a hover motorcycle. Like you don't get to fly a ship around. You get something though.
All right, yeah, that's
maybe there's something like that. But I like the idea that there's one vehicle that you either both get in it or you don't both get it. Like you can't just. I mean, you could just leave your teammate behind. But that's pretty bad from a tactical standpoint. Unless you're, that's the other thing though, is
unless you're quick about
unless
it,
you're splitting up
intentionally and doing
to do
your
quest, and like that's why you have to communicate about the map and make sure the guy with the quest log knows where to go. Make sure the guy with the map knows what to do.
That's what I'm saying. The communication
this game is so
on that
open and
what I'm interested in seeing is, and now this might just be crazy. This might just be like completely out of pocket, but how do we have a difference between like regular and ranked? Like how do you have like an unranked region for like just, it's just a Thursday night, I've been having a bad day, I just want to play the game?
I don't think it's a region, I think it's a lobby.
Or even within the lobby though, like would you be able to choose like, all right, I'm feeling good tonight, I've been playing the game for multiple hours, I'm going beast mode, I want to play some competitive?
Why not? Like, there's games that do that. Like it's either like, contributing to your competitive score, or it's just kind of only contributing to like your experience overall level. Yeah, and that's usually like quick play just contributes. You get XP, but you don't like rank up or down, because you're like you're like this one doesn't count, but you have to call it ahead of time.
Exactly.
But it also people play differently. I've noticed in competitive, because they know it counts more.
Yeah, it counts
so if
more.
you want
that's
a different style of game, quick play is more casual.
I like the idea of having them both, because there are going to be different people, when they're playing it. Like there's gonna be some people who are like very serious about it and are like, dude, you need to go here, you need to go there. And there's gonna be some other people who are like,
do you think this would be allowed at GDQ? Because like for the competitive scene, that's
why I'm interested
those
in
people
whether or not there's
super competitive and not just because you don't want to like if you're one of those people. And if that's you as a player, you don't want to be in the lobby with the person who's just killing people and teabagging as a meme. Like he's having a good time.
If you want to play the game like that, there's no problem. But be in a lobby with other people who are playing like that.
Yeah, just everyone's on the same page this way.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got ranked, we got unranked.
Ooh.
And it's,
oh yeah.
There's What are you playing as? Like, are there classes, or are you just kind of there's guns? Like, in a more of like a, like I feel like that's just there being items. It's like a kind of a classic third-person shooter.
I think there shouldn't be classes here.
No,
because if we're doing like a battle royale-esque, a lot of those,
right? You don't want it to be. You don't want to be like so much
you're
character
doing
development.
Too much Overwatch or Valorant if you're being able to choose like specific character abilities. You'd rather you want to be able to drop in and know that
because
you're
like
picking up items
in
that are
Fortnite. Yeah, you don't choose that ahead of time. You're
like
just
Fortnite,
there.
Apex, PUBG, all those.
Those aren't duos.
Well, okay, maybe not Apex, but
there's actually a question of like
well,
team
they
composition
are,
though. Oh, you're right. Most of them are, and they still don't do that.
They allow duos, but for the most part, they cap at like 5 players, like 4 to 5 are those games. I think we're going into this intentionally with the cap being 2.
And I also, that seems important.
Yeah,
because this game should be called Wingman. Like it's really about there being 2.
That's funny. Well, and that's a completely different game too.
Yeah,
It Takes Two. You ever play that? It's
no.
on PS4. It's literally a 2-player game that is like
It's about like making your marriage go right. Like that's what it sounds like.
It's like 2 brothers trying to escape from prison or something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I think I've seen like the cover of this at least.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is like that. So it's about 2 people, but it's about a bunch of 2 peoples.
Yeah.
For
For
some
bunch
reason.
of 2 peoples, and it's not like a narrative
Told
out movie like, but this is more like a. What I need
You're
to,
living your own story.
Yeah,
You
what
and
I
your
need to
team
know
are just doing
is
your own side of it.
What is going to be the average length of like a match?
That's
a
what I'm
game?
thinking,
That's
right?
what I'm trying.
Like, are we doing
realize.
like? Is it you're gonna be here all day or like?
Because that depends on like how many quests are there, and what is the depth of these quests. Like, are these just fetch quests? Are these development quests? Are these, like that? That's really what it is. And having a good variety of all of those. How long would all that take? What is our estimate that we want to keep in mind, so that if we try and then it ends up being more or less, we figure out if we have to skim or add.
Mm-hmm. So okay, yeah. So something about these quests is like there's a way you could do it where everybody basically has the same quests, but it's like because you're trying to get pieces of like whatever to let you into the final place. So maybe it's like you got to collect one like shard from here and one shard from here or whatever, like, and everyone kind of has that, but it's like you're just going to different like randomly generated, PvE locations basically. Or yeah, like sometimes you could be getting the quests themselves are more random. Like sometimes it's a kill quest, sometimes it is a fetch quest.
That's what I'm at. Like it should be, if anything, like 1 or 2 of each of those. Maybe if the kill quests are going to take more time and that's more convoluted, that's on the bottom of, let's say, all right, let's just say hypothetically.
Oh, the faster ones you do first. So yeah, okay. I
like
as you're getting higher level, you
5 quests to do
that's smart.
to unlock something so that you can get to the next zone or the next region.
The last one should be the fight, like in space, like. Like what you're doing, if they're not all fetch quests like getting pieces to the key or whatever, they should all be like you're
what's it
working
leading
for
up
like
to?
the equivalent of like the UNSC or whatever. Like there's the whole like the Galactic Imperium or something, and they're in charge of everybody, and like you're basically doing these quests on this planet to like prove that you're ready to like go. Like once you reach level 10, like they go like you get recruited to go and fight like the big space monster. Like you have to go. The final level's like it's like a dungeon, like the rest of the quests are. I guess I don't know. Or then maybe they're not all actual dungeons with like loading screens, but this last one is though, and it's like when someone reaches their level 5 or whatever, because we're saying like if there's 5 quests, once you get there, or level 6, I guess. Then you see them going to like the main building. You see every time you see a rocket take off, another team is gotten to the final thing, because then you can see that from everywhere. Yeah, you see them go up, and it's like, because like, it's like the maybe it's like the mothership or something. You know what I mean? Like this planet's under attack. You know what I mean? And you and the other teams are ostensibly all working together. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's okay. I like this, but you're still competing.
I like the concept too of. The gameplay loop of starting in like the mothership and dropping down and being able to like choose your starting location by just free falling onto the map, but having the overall end objective be to fly back up to the ship.
Because
But
it's
then
under attack now, which is like
Well,
it wasn't at first.
yeah,
You know,
that-
I mean, you know,
yeah, that
it's
gives
a
you-
game, but
that's even kind of similar to like a Battlefield with how like interactive their like destruction is. You could start it off with having the planet, like the grounds biome, being on attack by NPCs doing whatever, just destroying it, and then the objective, like once everyone's on the ground and starting to complete the quests, now the main ship is under attack. So now it's like the latter quests goals are trying to get you to go back up to it.
okay, yeah. I do love this. I think, yeah, you get dropped off, right? They're like, good luck, you got to go save this planet, and like you do it once you get to level 6. They're like, you did a pretty good job, but now the mothership's under attack. Come back.
Yeah, pretty much. By the way, we can't pick you up. You just got to figure out how to get here.
Yeah. Or you do the last one is you go up to the alien mothership or whatever, and like you're taking the fight to them. Like if you wanted to do it that way, so everyone
Okay.
doesn't feel like you lose at the end and have to go. Oh no, I guess it wouldn't. Like because if you win that, you know what I mean. It's just like the stakes of losing. Then I feel like are more real because you feel like your mothership's gonna. Maybe that is better. Maybe it is. Yeah, you go back up to your own, like your ship because it's like the aliens made it up here somehow. I don't know. It doesn't matter. Like it doesn't even matter. Like it's fine. You start off somewhere. You do some quests and you go to a boss fight, and it's in space.
They have more generators on this website.
Like other than just the genre generator.
Yeah, they got game title, game jam, theme, game studio, planet name,
Well, planet name
star
seems useful.
generator, game idea. I think we're just on genre, which is just one of their many generators here.
Yeah, I mean we might need planet name.
You
but
want
it's
to
like-
generate a planet name?
Yeah, I mean if we're even there yet. I love
Oh,
that.
you want to go to Ziondinus?
It's Ziondinus.
Ziondinus? I don't want to go to
for-
Ziondinus.
okay.
I want to go to Zalaway.
Zalaway? I liked Ziondinus better. Can we get a third one?
Ekern.
Nah.
Ekern?
It's not
Ekern?
good enough.
That's not
I
it.
think it has to
Pelev.
be. It's definitely
Pelev.
Ziondinus.
I wanted to say Pelvin.
Ziundinus. Ziondinus.
Ecipso.
I will not yield.
Curelia. Degomia. See, I could go to
Ziondinus.
Degomia.
Wait,
Alright,
this
that's
one's
too much.
weird.
Is Zealous 3T?
Is Zillus 3T? Like, would you? You're at GameStop. You see,
Yeah.
is Zillus 3T on the shelf? You buying that?
You buying that? Hey, yo, you smoking on that Is Zealous 3T pack?
Okay, we gotta come up with like the quests and like.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's start with this. Let's build off this concept. Let's build off this conceptually. I like that you kind of were
What's our
describing like a
gameplay
drop
loop?
pod,
Yeah.
right? You're coming down from your ship with a drop pod.
Like,
and
how do you go from lobby to dropping into the game? Right?
I mean,
Like,
it seems kind of like Fortnite at this. Like you're just kind of like waiting for a game, and then it's like you're dropping. I don't know.
Well, okay, you can do that, but we could also make our thing better. Because Fortnite, what they do is you're on the little tutorial island, you're just waiting for people to load in, and then now everyone's on the bus in the middle of the air, and you get to drop in. I'm thinking more something like, let's say, instead of it being like a tutorial island that's just a little bit farther away and everyone gets teleported into the sky, why not just have it already be loaded in from the bat? Like, you're
Oh,
on
yeah,
the
that's
giant
reasonable.
mothership, and you're in the lobby walking around until it's like, all right, now you and your duo can go to your pod. And then everyone's in their pod.
Oh, but you
They-
actually have to go there too, so you can be
Yeah.
like, "Come on!" Like
Yeah,
you're
like,
already getting
it's
frustrated.
proximity chat.
You're
yeah.
already.
like,
Oh
come
no!
on, hop in your-
Proximity. Everyone's
Yeah.
shouting in the room, like because
right?
they're
Like,
all in the
it's all
same
this
area
giant
with their pods.
mothership, right?
That's
and then you
funny.
go into your pods, and then
giving
it's
me,
like
Spaceballs vibes, like everyone's trying to get to a
right?
pod.
Then the cutscene can
There
start
should
where it's
be
like,
one less pod than there are teams, and every time you're like, one of those teams just doesn't get to play they have to just load it again.
that should be like a 1 in 10 chance. Like
yeah,
that's like an
if
Easter
there's
egg.
10 teams, there's like just sometimes that happens.
Just like people will be like, is that a
if you want to
bug?
do it
Is
as
that
an
a
Easter
glitch?
egg, you could do the Spaceballs thing again and just have it be like the last people to open up the pod. There's just a bear in there, comes and kills them.
yeah,
The bear
yeah.
goes gets them.
That's right. Like that.
No, but in all seriousness though, I love that idea of like even without the not enough pods, there's the stress of like you just want to get started, like you want to get down there
this
first.
is the lobby.
So you're
Everyone's
like-
loading in. You want to hop in your pod, and just be ready to go.
The room where you go to select your starting equipment on like it's like far away, like it's like far away from the drop pod room. But like, oh man, I didn't realize we could put so much good design into the like pre-game.
Well,
like,
that's what I'm saying. Like nobody does that.
There's already stress because you have to go far away to get your starting equipment, and like they're not all together either. Like the weapons room is probably
still
the closest.
Don't know who my partner is.
Yeah, like I still don't know who. I don't know who he is.
No.
Because you just have like you start in your inventory with like you get like an index card with a number on it. You gotta find the person. No, we're not doing that. That's horrible. That's horrible. I would doubt.
People are gonna quit the game before the game starts.
That's an example of when a lot of proximity voice chat would actually be like the first time it was funny because like you're not saying anything important, but you're just sitting there yelling like 4, and like everyone's. Okay,
it would genuinely be so frustrating.
Yeah, you've got your partner, and you can kind of talk about like I'm gonna get this, and this to start. You should get this, and this, like different weapons or whatever. And they're in different rooms around the ship, right? So you're like already like trying to get to all the rooms and get back in time to get to your drop pods. Yeah. And I'm saying it should take about as much time as it takes to get to like the furthest room. That's like how much time it should take for the drop pods to open. Like it shouldn't be waiting. It shouldn't be long enough for people to get back. I want there to always be that sprint back.
The stress of I need to go pick up the armor. Well, because
some people have started their quests and you're like you didn't get your armor yet. Like hurry, like
yeah, yeah. Like you know what it is? Okay, let's say
you're in the proximity voice chat at this point because it's the future.
I do really like the idea of proximity voice chat. Now. Keep that. Let's say the loading part is until everyone is in the main room. Once everyone is connected and in the main room, that's technically when the game quote unquote starts.
Right, yeah,
because that's when people want
people
to
with better connection speed to just get the weapons
better
first,
internet, better ping, So once everyone's logged into the lobby, then it's sprint down to the end of the hallway, get all of your items, come back.
Yeah, it's
hop
like
in the
attack begins in 3 minutes. And everyone's like, I'm getting this. Like you can just hear all the teams shouting, like trying to. Yeah. I mean, if you're smart, you'll like talk about it ahead of time, like, and everyone's just trying to go get their shit really fast. Yeah. And then make it back in time.
Well, I like that idea too. Of you can just be underprepared and just drop in instead.
Yeah. Yeah, you could totally do that.
You can just be like, you know what, we'll get resources on the ground.
Yeah. Like let's
like
just
it'll take us a little bit more time, but
drop in
get first pickings.
You know, because we'll have like we have the biomes. There's also structures though. Like I guess you just go to you just drop in. You're like the abandoned warehouse or whatever, and you can get weapons or something.
Get some stuff. Yeah.
This is good. And
dude, this is sick,
and you've got to do all your missions, and it's like, because you're all being dispatched from the same ship. So I love this whole juxtaposition of like we're working together to fight the aliens, but we're also competing like to be the best ones at it. Yeah. And so like you've got your quests, like you got to kill this alien over here, you got to kill this boss over here, you got to get this item from here, you got to
like a bunch of NPC mini
that's what I was thinking. The difference between this and Fortnite, there should be NPCs that are actually friendly too.
Yeah.
Like that you have to deal with. Like escort somebody from here to there could be a quest. You know what I mean? And that's like a longer one because you're slowed down by an like that should be one of the
through a battlefield.
Like escort somebody
a live battle,
and you're just like because like if you've ever played Assassin's Creed when you have to do like the eavesdropping quests, they're not terrible. I think a lot of people talk bad, and I think they're fun because you actually are trying to balance like not getting too close and not getting too. You do have to pay a lot of attention, but during the easy parts, it can kind of feel like not my character, but can't these NPCs walk faster? Like to get to like I'm just trying to get through the game. Yeah. So imagine like that part being one of the last quest. Like we're so close to the finish, and you're just like and every time you get too far away, you should just like stop and be like, hey, moving. Like he's like, don't forget. It's like you like wait, you forgot me. You know, like he can't walk by himself. Like it's a most annoying quest item. No, but anyway, I'm getting lost in the weeds here on that. Man. But there could be escort quests, but also just like you have to return this item to somebody, like those kinds of quests. Yeah.
I feel so bad for all the kids who are gonna try to play this game at night, and they're like, "Mom, the microphone. It has proximity chat. The microphone is part of the game. I have to. I can't play it in silence." And it's like, okay, and they're just trying to play this game, and it's like 1 a.m. They're like,
Well,
Go to the pyramid. Go to the pyramid.
Yeah,
Go to the pyramid.
no, yeah, that's obnoxious. There could be like an
That's
emote
so
wheel
funny.
with like
No, don't even
go in or come out. No, don't even give him that. Okay,
Don't give it to him. Not yet. Not
not in this.
Not
game.
in this game. Not until there's a community of people who are like, this is a problem. We need this. Otherwise, it's a feature, baby. It's a feature.
All right,
Okay.
I'm gonna be real. I think we have the large part of like the skeleton of this game.
Mhm.
Right, you start in the ship. You're racing to get all your weapons and your armor and your consumables or whatever. Try to get back to your drop pod and get started. You go in, you finish all your quests. You start with simple ones. They get harder / more time consuming. And once you do the last one, you get to fly back up into space and save the mothership.
Yeah.
And you know, you're basically trying to be the first person to do that, or just not the last. Like you want to see where you rank up.
Yeah.
I say we should have a word from our sponsors and come back and start finishing out some of the more finer points of this game.
Shout out to
Do some
our
more of the flavor.
sponsors. You know, I don't even know who our sponsors are going to be this week, but let's find out.
Yeah, they just love sponsoring us.
Yeah. Shout out to them. The Matrix. The Matrix is real.
Here we are. The Matrix. The money matrix.
Nah, I'm joking. Yeah, welcome to the sponsored ad. You know how it is, man. Gotta do your thing. This advertisement is yet again brought to you by .lsd.onl. Yes.
I think you...
Well, no, I didn't have a stroke. It's just, if you think about it, both of those words
I
sound
figured
similar.
it out now, but it was very confusing.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to say it's bye-bye, you know?
Okay.
Because, like, ain't no lie, bye-bye,
Well, just-
bye-bye. That's like
Just
a whole song
for
thing.
the just so the sponsor doesn't get upset, let's get a
Yeah.
clean one in there. It's BUY,
Yes.
as in purchase, buy
Mhm.
dot LSD.ONL.
Correct.
All right, one more time. That is buy LSD online.
I know it sounds sketchy. It's not. It's not.
It's
we
not.
have one whole person
It sounds
supporting us.
sketchy, but it's not.
And you could be supporting us too. Let me tell you, there's a whole lot of cool stuff that's exclusive
You
there.
don't even have to do LSD to
You
be part
don't.
of this.
You
A
don't
lot
have-
of people have been approaching us saying they don't want to.
Yeah, they think that it's some kind of like drug scheme or some like money laundering scheme.
Where they
It's
can.
not.
Yeah, a lot
It's
of
not.
people also have been contacting us trying to buy acid, and that's
Yeah,
another
that's
thing we
not
don't
happening.
want to get.
That's not
more of
happening
either.
here. That's
'Cause
not
we're-
happening here.
Yeah,
This is
we're
a
not-
legal.
yeah,
This is
it's
a legal
not that.
business. This
It's
is
not
legal
that.
infrastructure.
It's not
regular stuff.
Not sketchy.
Not sketchy at all.
It's it's
The
normal.
only way to verify 100% though is if you go into your own web browser and check for sure.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't believe us and you think you might be able to buy acid there, I mean, you could check.
It's worth trying.
If
What-
you're desperate for
I mean-
acid and you really have
and you
nowhere
really
else to look,
think
I mean, that's somewhere.
You really think
But
this
we
might
won't
be
give
the
it to
place.
you.
Let me tell you, it's not going to be here, but you might enjoy the time that you have here. If you go in and, do the thing on the screen.
Yeah.
That
All right,
makes
I
sense.
think this is a pretty good ad.
Yeah, well, I think we might have mesmerized a couple of people, accidentally convinced them to do some things they shouldn't have. But
Yeah, so
it
no,
happens.
let's
You do what you can.
you should do it though. You should go to the website. That
Yeah,
again is
actually, yeah.
buy.lsd.onl.
Yeah.
It's a trip. Row your quote. A new segment I made. We're gonna learn about an artist. And then guess what they said? So this is row your quote. A new segment
Your
I'm doing.
quote? This is amazing. I'm
Mhm.
intrigued.
Yeah, it's a new segment that we have on the show.
Okay.
We're gonna learn about an artist.
What kind of artist?
This time it is an artist of with many. This is a very multifaceted artist. That's like
Okay.
one hint.
Okay,
But this
okay.
is we'll categorize them as an artist of the screen, at least at this point in time.
Screen artist.
Yeah, so far they're known for movies.
Okay. Okay.
Okay?
Yep. Am I supposed to like
You're supposed to guess, but I'll give you more. We'll
Guess
see
the
if you
person?
Can, yeah, you'll guess who they are, and then.
Oh man, I'm so
But
bad
that's
at
just
guessing
kind of.
people.
That's okay. That's just the beginning. Like that's just a little fun thing, and then the real part of the segment is the quiz, and that's the quotes part. There's going to be a quiz about the quotes. Yeah.
Oh no.
So another thing about this artist is at an early age they were spending their time in school writing scripts and screenplays for fun instead of paying attention to their teacher.
As one does.
Right, yeah. Except the reason it got serious was because when this person's mom found out about this and then dissed the idea of this artist having a writing career, if you're not paying attention in school, you're not going to, I think that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And said you can say goodbye to a career as a writer.
Yeah.
This artist vowed never to give their mom a cent from their success as an artist. And that, by the way, is a vow they kept.
Yeah, there's a lot of people who succeed off of spite. It's insane. There's an episode of Atlanta that recently aired about that. Just the lengths that people will go. It's even like people who are very successful just to spite someone else and then look back at the end of the day and be like, man, was this worth it? And sometimes it is.
Well, I'm not here to psychoanalyze.
Yeah.
This might be a similar story.
What's up?
Because they said in an interview, because someone asked, did you keep that vow? And this artist said, yeah, I never gave my mom a car or a house, which is kind of more specifically what it was, like no gifts or anything.
Yeah.
This is worth noting, did help their mom out of an IRS problem one time, but never a car or a house.
That's legit.
Right.
That's
so
legit.
if that's
cannot mess around with the government.
Yeah.
The government and the IRS are no folks to mess around with.
The earliest jobs of this artist include adult movie theater usher and video store clerk.
Okay.
This person wrote, directed, and acted in their first film, which I'm saying that based on the fact that it is the earliest one appearing on their Wikipedia filmography.
Okay, and this is it an adult film?
No, it's not an adult film. They worked in an adult movie theater.
All right, I was about to say.
This film, however, which they wrote, directed, and acted in, was screened at Sundance.
Okay. Nice.
Do you have any idea who this artist is, based on the information?
Can I ask a question? Are they a New Jersey person?
I don't think so.
Oof. All right, there goes my answer.
But I'm not sure though.
I'll still
I'm fairly certain it's it is not an East Coast origin.
Okay. That's good. That does take my answer and throw it out the window.
I'll
still send it.
Yeah, wager your
I'll still
guess.
send it.
Send it.
I'm thinking. I'm blanking on his name, but Silent Bob, of the Jay and Silent Bob duo.
No, it's not Kevin Smith of the Jay and Kevin Smith duo. I'll edit this out if I say it wrong, but I think his name's Kevin Smith.
Yeah, I believe his name is Kevin.
All right,
Kevin something.
So take that where I said it and just edit that in over every time we said Silent Bob. And it'll be funny because, like, at first the listener will be like, "Why is this happening?" Like, they don't. So there you go. That's why that happened a little bit ago. If you were confused, that's why that happened.
Yeah. Is not Kevin Smith?
It's not Kevin Smith.
Okay. Well,
this was Quentin Tarantino.
Huh? Yeah.
Never bought a car or a house for his mom. Like earliest job. I think part of it, if I remember what I'm reading, lied about his age to get that job at the adult movie theater as an usher.
He seems like a
wrote,
weirdo.
Directed, and acted in Reservoir Dogs.
Right?
Yeah,
that is a movie. That is a movie.
That was screened at Sundance. Are you ready for the quiz? This is the row your quote part. This is where we get into the questions.
Man, I'm so nervous. I'm so bad at quizzes.
So basically, each one of these, I'm just going to give you 3 quotes.
Yeah.
One of them is a real Quentin Tarantino quote. Mm-hmm. 2 of them are Quentin Tarantino quotes that I made up and are fake.
Wait, so you're going to give me 3 and one of them's real?
I'm going to give you 3 quotes and one of them's a real Tarantino
and
quote.
2 are fake.
And 2 are fake.
Okay, this is rough. All right.
Here's the first one. Well, here's like the first one of 3. I'm going to give you all 3 quotes, so I'll leave space in between, okay?
I'm hearing you.
We can all make movies because we all have eyes and we have stories. Mm-hmm. I'm a historian in my own mind. Mm-hmm. I used to think I made movies. Now movies make people.
Oh man, those are rough. I'm really feeling. I don't have much belief in B, but A and C are both drawing to me.
Okay, so A again was we can all make movies because we all have eyes and we have stories. C was I used to think I made movies. Now movies make people.
My heart wants to say C just because that one has a lot of comedic value, but I think it's A. Just because I feel like that's something that he's, I don't know, I just feel like he has that language.
Well, both your guesses were wrong. So actually, it was B. So I'm a historian in my own mind. What? I'm glad you believed in me and picked my answer.
No way.
He said I'm a historian in my own mind.
Wait, what?
These, by the way, are all coming from Brainy Quote. I don't know the context that he said these in. Brainy Quote didn't give me those, but he said that. Number 2.
There's more? Oh my god.
Yeah, no, there's 3 of these.
Oh my god.
So there's we got 2 more to do.
Oh, this is crazy.
2 is here we go. Right? I'm gonna give you all 3 again. You can find talent, or you could just buy it. My next movie will be a novel. I was kind of excited about going to jail the first time, and I learned some great dialogue. Do you want me to give it to you again?
Oh my goodness. Oh my good. I don't even know where to begin with these options. How are any of these real?
Well, but just one is. 2 are fake. 2 are fake, if that helps.
Yeah, can you just hit me one more time?
Alright, so again, this was you can. Okay, number 2. You can find talent, or you could just buy it. My next movie will be a novel. I was kind of excited about going to jail the first time, and I learned some great dialogue.
Man, I think I'm gonna go with C because I think Quentin Tarantino is supposedly like a dialogue guy. Like his movies have good dialogue.
Something he's known for.
Yeah, something he's known for. So it feels like a quote he might say.
A very educated guess. It is correct.
Really?
He did say that. He said he was kind of excited about going to jail the first time. He learned some great dialogue.
He's like, yeah, I figured out how people really talk. And it's like, yeah.
Yeah, again, I don't know
true.
Where, why, or when, or for what reason. Right, but these are coming from Brainy Quote. Number 3. The good ideas will survive. I will survive. If you have an idea, it's good. Make it.
Wait, was that all 3?
Yeah, these are short ones. They're short.
Oh, man.
The good ideas will survive. I will survive. Or, if you have an idea, it's good. Make it. One of those is a real Quentin Tarantino-ism.
Okay. Here's my thought process. I feel like I have to scratch off "I will survive." I feel like that's lyrics.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. That was that one is a joke one. That one is a trick one. I mean,
I feel like that one's bait because that one.
Yeah, that's not
That's funny. Of the other 2, was it? It's like the idea. If you have an idea, it'll.
If you have an idea, it's good. Make it, and the good ideas will survive.
I feel like maybe A. I feel like A on this one. I feel like he might say A. Although this is rough. Because I don't know. It really is like a 50-50 toss-up. And I'm 1 for 1 right now. I've got everything on the line. I feel like it's A. Just because...
Are you locking in on A? The good ideas will survive?
I mean... Okay, hold on. Let me. Over good ideas will survive over the other one, which is
If you have an idea, it's good. Make it.
I don't know if he would say that. I don't know if he was. I feel like he's a critical person. From what I recall, he was very like a lot of people don't like him because he's too intense or too like he'll be the director, so he's spitting on you, not letting the actors do it. So I think I'm gonna go with A.
The good ideas will survive is
so.
correct.
Really?
That is correct.
Let's go.
So you got 2 out of 3 correct on this time on
my
Row
God.
Your Quote.
No way. I won. I won.
Yeah, you got most of them.
I'm exhausted.
So that's my new segment. We got to learn about Quentin Tarantino and who he is and what he says.
This is such a good segment because I don't know about anybody, which is so funny.
Because if I'm always preparing this for you, yeah, like you're gonna be a great straight man for this one.
It's so because like you're very capable at pulling up like an actor or like a comedian or like a screenwriter, and I'm like. Man.
I don't know, man. It's something. This is definitely, yeah. I mean, it's the kind of thing where, like, if there's any Tarantino, like, people who know they're Tarantino listening, it was for them. It was like watching Dora, where they were like left, and Dora's like, "Which way do I go?" And it's like a bridge or a trench, and it's like left, and you're like, which one did he say? Like that's how they felt.
I'm sure, but that's so funny. That's so funny to be in.
No,
I love being
great.
in that position. I love being in that position. I would do that all over again, plenty of times.
All right, do you want to get back to the game?
Yeah, we can get back to the game. Oh man, that was a good segment. All right, Content Factory, we're back.
Yeah, the show where it gets made.
The show where it gets made.
We've been back. We've been
back.
We just did a segment. You don't have to.
I know. I'm just saying.
We didn't leave and come back again.
Well, it's just we never said anything when we came back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're
just
right.
Started...
Yeah, I just kind of erupted into Row Your Quote, the theme song for my new segment, Row Your Quote.
Yes. No. Okay. So, I mean, where do we dive back in?
We kind of really figured out the intro, like the getting your stuff and getting to the drop pods part. Mm-hmm. And we have like we know you have to do quests and they need to progress from like easy, fast quests to harder, longer quests that get you to the, you get to go do the final one and try to be the first to win.
Agreed.
But that is where we really are missing all those details, like what those quests are, what this map is, kind of like we talked about the biomes thing, but like what is going on in this game?
Yeah,
we're getting to
more
past
details on.
Yeah,
that.
we have the structure. We need the nitty and the gritty of this one.
Okay, can we have an emote where the characters do the gritty?
Yeah.
All right. Nice.
But that's
I just need that one in for the folks.
You
for
can
the culture.
push like the left arrow and an emote wheel comes in and it's like, that's weird. There's only one. Like they're all blank, and it's like you go to the store and it's like there's no emotes tab or anything. Like only the gritty is in the game.
Yeah,
only emote you need.
Only one you need. Mm-hmm. No, yeah. Okay, so I'm imagining like this is crazy because first of all, before we even dive into this. This is straight up like narrative quest design. Well, this is no longer just like narrative story design, but this is interactive media too.
We're just doing a new kind of medium this time. We're doing a game.
I'm not opposed. I'm just saying I really like that, which is I'm glad we're exploring this space. What I'm thinking is like you can have like a fetch quest, you can have a defeat-esque quest. You can even have like exploring regions, right? Like if we're trying to build up from drop of the pod to a very large battle, all right, we got to figure out like what is the progression, right? Like how do you essentially what is your going from wooden material to diamonds?
Let's make it an easily okay, so I think what we do first is the number of quests. Let's make that easily divisible, right? If we want we want like for example, let's say there's 3 easy quests, 3 medium quests, and then 3 like long hard quests, and then the boss one. So it's like that gives you like 10, but it's like you have 3 that would be like probably fetch quests mixed with like like slay quests, but it's like kill 10 goblins instead of like kill this boss. That would come later. You know what I mean? You break it up into sections, and then you get
you
like
gotta, grind
2 or
a little
3 random of each category of difficulty, and that's what your quest is. And I like that you said explore, because that's one that is kind of, that's definitely an easy one, but it's like also because you'd get there early on, you probably wouldn't have like a fast vehicle yet or anything either.
Yeah.
Like, so putting stuff like that at the beginning makes sense.
Intentionally planting
like it balances out later. It's like then you don't have to do it anymore.
For example, in Fortnite they have like regular golden chests, just loot that you can open up. Let's say that's not like 1-to-1 what it is, but the equivalent of something like that is what is in the airship before you jump off into the pods. So that's how people are doing that. But instead of it being like it's free open range for everyone, you have your specific team's one, so it's not getting stolen by somebody. So there's a reason to go out and get
that could be those NPCs we were talking about. Like you get rewarded for your quest, basically, or whatever. I don't know.
But when you drop down and you land,
could be on the nose.
I feel like that's like the chests that you would get from like those villages would be different. Yeah, like you could get from completing them. So let's say like you might have a village, and there's like
which is you got to sci-fi it up though. It's like a
Okay.
But I still like it being like a wild planet though. So don't make it like a city, but do it like an outpost kind of, or like what's the word I'm looking for? Like these are like I love the whole sci-fi like colonist, but like as a spaceman type thing. Like these are like people settling on this alien world. So they're like they're in these like heavily fortified like outposts, right? Those are your villages, but you're mostly in like there's no roads or anything. You know what I mean? Like this is not a like human world that you're dropping in on. There's like you get like one safe, and maybe I don't know. Maybe your drop pod just brings you to your. I don't know if that's how we want to do it, though. How do we want to do these things?
The overworld is a square map that is like cut off. You might not see the like borders until you get close to it, so you know that it's cut off and it's just a flat square. But from that point, once you're like in your
hexagon,
pod
hexagon.
Hexagon.
That's more modern.
That's cool.
Yeah,
cool,
hexagon.
Cool.
Hexagon.
No, you're right. I like hexagon. It's the small details. It's the little features. When you drop in from your pod, that's when you can like zoom around and like try to pick your spot. But around those should be like structures, like whether it's towers or like a watchtower is a part of an outpost, or even like
But
like
these are just you don't have like one that you have to report to, or do you?
Well, no. I'm imagining
these are just different locations that you hit up. Okay.
Of the 10 different groups that are jumping down, there should be at least 10 different 10 plus structures or like buildings or like village or watchtower or building that they can interact with, where NPCs or either a chest is already there that they can get some items to get better, or they can complete part of a quest and get items to help their quest. Either that's where they get the thing to bring it back.
A side quest. You can get new quests. They're called side quests, but they give you more stuff. If you want to spend more time getting more stuff. No, we don't need that.
It's too deep.
It's too much.
That's too deep.
I had this thought.
But just like, I don't know, like...
Wait, yeah, go ahead.
Just the idea of, let's say if you're going and getting a villager, right? And they're the one who's giving you an item, and you need to give them a, I don't know, special item from across the map first. When you're across the map, there should also still be someone there, and maybe they're not a villager, but they're an official from the library or something, and they're like, hey, we needed a thing from over there. Like, there should always be the capability to be like, what should we look for so that we can just head that way and get our item.
You're not getting new quests. You can basically tack on bonus objectives to the quests you already have. It kind of sounds like fetch a second item and you'll get like even more XP or something like that.
I mean,
that could be like part of it.
Stack them up like that.
I don't know. What were you thinking? It seems like that's not what you're going for.
Let's say you don't get rewarded until you submit to the official, whoever the person is.
Okay.
And the original item is on the other side of the map.
Yeah.
The place that you spawn at, you can find your item and then travel across the map to go to it. Or you can find who your person is, like the place that you dropped at. There's somewhere in the region someone who does take an item, and it's like, here's where my item is, and you either go all the way there, get the item, and come back and receive the thing, or you just look around and try to find. Actually, you know what? That's better. Yeah, you shouldn't be able to know what the thing is until you talk to the person, because then you kind of cheat the system.
Well, I think you could kind of skip that middle step if you just have all your quests coming from like the mothership, basically. They're coming from like dispatch. Like they're telling you things like, because you're like a soldier,
Okay.
I think is the vibe, right? In this one, like, so you have like your command just telling you like, okay, because obviously like that explains why everyone's doing different stuff too, because they have like their
Everyone's
grand
getting
strategy or whatever.
yeah.
So you got to go kill the goblins over. Like, we gotta stop saying fantasy stuff. It's a bad habit, but
like sci-fi future.
you gotta kill the little. I don't know, aliens. I keep saying to say it. I don't know different sci-fi
Gremlins.
things. Gremlins. That's close enough.
Gremlins.
Small aliens over here. Then you have to kill a big alien over there. We'll do small aliens and big.
Okay.
Okay.
You don't like
Okay.
Gremlins?
You gotta kill the aliens over here. That's like your first one. Then you got a bigger quest, like you have to kill a predator. So you gotta do all your stuff. And you could explain a lot of this as a mission you would have as like your squad, like we were talking about escort missions, bring a scientist from this base to this base.
That could be good.
Your kill missions are making sense, obviously. Fetch missions, you're getting stuff to research or whatever, but you can explain it all away as like just generals and people smarter than you need this done for reasons. Like it's you just have your quests. Yeah,
and getting all the objective details, and you're like, oh.
And
okay,
each team has a communicator who has like the radio and gets the quests from dispatch. So you're getting them one at a time. So you have to be with the guy to get them. You can't just screenshot it and send it to him or whatever. He's getting one at a time. Oh, that's great. So you have one communicator and one navigator is assigned to each one of these squads. That's the two players. So one guy gets the GPS and the radar, and the other guy gets the radio to get the quests and I don't know. He probably gets some like call in stuff or whatever, because like I feel like the map is a lot more useful than the quest list. So there should be something else. But you get the idea. Though. He gets something like that. Oh, that's good. And then you just do other quests for them, and then they're like, when you get to be high enough level, they're like, we need you to come back. Like, emergency, come back to the mothership. Like, go back to where your drop pod was or whatever. And this way, like,
are we doing crafting at all? Is this involved?
Not building. I know that.
No building.
Like not Fortnite building. I don't that is not the vibe here.
I don't want to do that. I'm just
this
thinking,
is
like,
way grittier than
if
that.
there's like items and I can combine them to make like either weapons or consumables.
I feel like there should be, because my first instinct was to say no, because in a sci-fi setting, it's like you're not going to be crafting ray guns and stuff on the fly. You know what I mean? Like most items are manufactured in this kind of thing. But I'm like, we're doing the whole outpost, stranded thing. You might run out of ammo and need to literally make a spear, and then there's like alien dinosaurs or whatever coming at you. You know what I mean? Like, because you're in the jungle.
Alien source, dude.
Yeah, Aleoraptors, and you have to throw spears until you can. And then
Velociraptor aliens.
Because here's why you don't need side quests. Your side quest is just you and your teammate doing like honest resource management. Like, we need to go off trail, stop here to pick up more ammo, because right now we're both using clubs, and that's not gonna do it before we get like just you need to get stuff like because you need
resource management be a part of the gameplay.
Because so there's different kinds of structures have different resources, and you would know you need to stop here and there. But you can't spend all your time just getting resources, because if you're not leveling up, you're not gonna
do the objectives too.
You're gonna be in 10th place, and that's not what we're here for.
Yeah, I love that balance, because the whole like bottom line is to be fast, but you're also being like,
you also have an actual bottom line.
We have to take detours. We have to take detours to like get these resources.
So it's a matter of like.
Water. And then that even prioritizes accuracy too, being like, all right, we need to like use less bullets.
Not only accuracy, but like if you have a plan that uses less bullets, like that kind of
going
stuff
in
too.
And sneaking and not like shooting, like that's crazy. And that right there is your reason why you shouldn't just shoot anybody.
Yeah, this became a way more tactical
even
game,
though
just because
shoot
ammo
other people
matters.
and other people on other teams doesn't mean you should, because the likelihood that they have a lot of ammo is already low too, because that everyone's just like scrounging around for it and like trying to reserve it.
And ammo, like, if these are sci-fi blasters, which they could be guns, and that's a decision to make. That's the whole vibe. Like, Gears of War has guns, Star Wars has blasters. But if they're blasters, like, we could make it you can only reload, so to speak. Like, you reload, it's like hundreds of shots. But the only way to reload is to go to a location. Because it has to, like, you have to go to, like, the big battery and, like, plug it in. Like, you can't just, like, pick up a pack. Like, you need to go and recharge it.
Or pick
up a new one. Yeah, I guess you could, like, too. But then you have to change your gun.
Like, a used one, like somebody from the ground, it would still only have, like, 20 bullets. Or, like, 20 shots in it. And that's crazy.
A Zoltar. Yeah. We got to come up with some kind of alien names for when we pitch this. But, like, you kill a Zoltar and take his...
I swear, this is probably...
rapid fire blaster, and it's, like, better than yours. No, I think a lot of the times you'd be picking up like a worse one too, because like you're doing it because you just need the ammo, and then you have to. That's something else you have to buy too. Is like buy back up to a normal blaster when you get back to town.
Oh yeah,
because you had to drop your other one because you were desperate. I don't feel like we're missing a lot at this point. We got, or at least we got the quest system down. We got to talk about the map. We got to talk about the enemies a little bit.